All right, guys, welcome back to the Rockstar Podcast. This is your boy Ankur.
Episode 7, your boy Riz.
Wow, we're almost at the end of the first season.
Yeah. How does it feel?
To be honest, I feel like time just flying by. It's like Jackie was just walking in my apartment 10 minutes ago.
I know, it's crazy, right? And that was episode 6.
Shh, don't tell people that we just changed our shirts.
No, we didn't do that.
They shouldn't know that.
No.
You know what's crazy? I've been looking through the comments, right? And there's a bunch of people, when I post on different platforms, that comment different stuff. Right. Some people say, "Oh, that's dope." Some people say, "I love watching you guys together."
Yeah.
But LinkedIn has been really interesting for me. A bunch of people have been commenting like, "Hey, how do we get part of the? How can we be part of the show? Right? Can I intern for you? Can I do this? Can I do that?" And that got me thinking. We should talk to people about like who we invest in and why we invest in them.
For the podcast or just in general? Because I think that's a topic that I would love to talk about just in general.
Just in general, man. I mean, I have coaching clients, right? And there's a bunch of people that I work with, sponsor, coach, whatever, right? I know there's probably a whole town in New Jersey that you sponsor, and at least 6 towns in Dhaka that you sponsor over there.
Villages.
Okay. Huts. Just huts that you
There's
sponsor.
no hut, okay? That's like American Indians. Not about, they have tin houses.
I just want to know, how many times did your father fall for the commercial where they're like showing the little like Bengali
Okay,
boy?
that's not true. Okay, we don't have flies on our noses, all right?
I didn't say the commercial in
Cancel
Africa.
culture, come back.
The commercial in Bangladesh.
Did they cancel those yet? Those commercials?
No, that's how they.
$1 a day.
That's how all the Hamptons are paid for. So
disgusting.
But I think we should tell people, how could they work with us if they wanted to?
Okay.
Right. You see people like Gary Vee and all these other influencers always talk about these resumes that they get, or people that stalk them and sit outside their office for like 3 months until they get something, offer to work for free, all sorts of crazy stuff.
We don't have that on, Car.
I mean, I do.
Damn, good for you. I don't have that.
I mean, we had stalkers show up to my old offices that we had to get arrested.
Yeah.
Like, there's all sorts of crazy
stories. I mean, you got a lot of girls that chase you, but I don't have anyone that is stalking me to work with me. I have an awesome group of people that I mentor, and a lot of people that I think I've influenced from high school on. And recently I've had the pleasure of seeing one person that I've been mentoring for the past 6 years, and now she is actually mentoring someone else.
Whoa, who's that?
I don't like talking about all personal stuff, but maybe we'll bring her onto the show, and she could talk about her experience, where she was, where she is, and where she's planning to go. But what I think is more amazing, forget what I've done for her, what the responsibility and the evolution of her changing when she's mentoring someone else. I just take a step back and I'm like, wow, that's probably what happened to me. There's a point that a lot of my friends like, you change, I don't know if you became an adult or you became mature, but you changed. And I think that was a point when I started investing in people. When I started investing in these people, and I'll be honest, it was selfish in the beginning. I was investing in people for my business gain, right? But then something changed when these people reciprocated appreciation, which is my love language. It became more than a job. It became part of me. So now I no longer invest in someone thinking I'll get some type of outcome.
Who was the first?
This guy named Ankur Garg,
There's
I
no
bought
way.
him a laptop.
I was definitely business for sure. Listen, so little 14-year-old Ankur goes to a Sasa after party at
West Windsor, Plainsboro.
West Windsor, Plainsboro, basement party, right? Like not like
we're in high school,
not like the bumble clap parties, Like this was just like everyone's on separate walls, no one's talking to each other, and there's the DJs that all the girls are talking to. I'm like, how do I become a DJ? I need to go talk to these guys. So I go tap Pride on the shoulder, and I'm like,
which I just saw Pride this weekend, by the way. He looks really good and healthy.
That's awesome.
He's
got a little goatee now.
I mean, beautiful goatee. He's almost a veganator. He's pretty much a Buddha.
A veganator?
Almost.
What is that?
Okay, we'll talk about that in a podcast.
Yeah, I don't believe
I
don't believe in that lifestyle.
You're such a Punjab.
Carnivore all the way. And, I'm asking about DJing, right? And, 6 months later, fast forwarding, Riz decides that I'm not worth being taught how to DJ because I can't sell tickets. But he realizes that I want to learn about business and a bunch of other stuff. And I was really good at formatting Word documents.
Yeah.
And then you bought me my first computer.
Yeah. I always believe in lending someone a hand, and it goes a long way. I don't know if you ever paid me back for the computer. I think you said you were going to.
No, that was an investment.
Okay.
Investment
now
in your
I didn't even know what that word
game.
meant back then, okay? I think I'm going to borrow, but it's all good. Because something happens, right? When you support someone unconditionally, that person in return, goes beyond. Now, maybe they might not go above and beyond, for you. There's been multiple scenarios where people has definitely crushed my heart, but they went above and beyond for themselves. They became a different person because someone believed in them. And that's good enough for me. I don't know if that's going to get me a bunch of people and stalkers that's just going to try to fake me out right now. But the truth is, I enjoy it, and I'm not going to live on this earth forever. So if I made a change, a difference for someone, it's worth it for me. So what started as business, became personal. But everything goes around in a circle. I remember, I think a couple of days ago, you posted about with your new spice company for grill party. What do you do when your friends ask you for free seasonings?
Oh, God.
What was my answer to you?
Your answer to me? I don't know. I think I rolled my eyes.
No. My answer was tell them to sell 10
Oh,
seasonings.
you said tell them to send 10 for 10. Right. I rolled my eyes because I was just like, this guy. Going back to how I couldn't sell 10 tickets.
No, but that wasn't in a negative way. I meant in a positive way. If someone wants something for free from your hard-earned money, right? It's your money that you're investing in, not just for buying the inventory, but all the marketing, the creativity, the sleepless nights, the self-doubt that entrepreneurs go through. That all has value to it, right?
For sure.
If they can't just support you, and you're giving out 50% coupons to all your friends, which is insane. I don't even know if that, covers your cost. Can I get one of these seasonings to show people, how large? These are the largest seasonings I've ever seen in my life.
I know a guy.
Okay, you know a guy?
I know a guy.
Okay,
we can get this set up.
All right.
Just don't tell Jackie.
Okay, I won't tell.
Jackie would be very upset that she doesn't have a 10-pack.
Jackie actually brought you flowers. That's very sweet. It's really nice when a girl flips the script and gives guys flowers. You should have seen the smile on Ankur's face.
I just want to tell the whole world I love Jackie Duffner.
Ooh, damn.
She's the first woman to ever buy me flowers. And mean it.
She's actually one of few women that has bought me flowers as well. And it just brightened up my entire week.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a girl out there that I'm dating that needs to hear this advice, but men accept flowers. We like them.
Seems like a subliminal message there.
Okay, so I want to go back to these LinkedIn comments, right? People want to know how to be part of the movement that you're doing, right? Whether it's the Happy to Deliver stuff, whether it's the Sona, campaigns and learning how to do like social media marketing, whether it's, how do I get on that podcast, whether it's how to DJ and, you're only 14 and you just want to meet girls, whatever. There's just people that want to be part of that cloud that you have, right?
Yeah.
So how do you... Okay, well, one, you said that you don't know if you've had that in a while, right, where someone just kind of stalks you or, like, hits you up constantly.
I feel like I'm in the mix, right? I've been in the mix for a very long time. So whatever is happening to me is conversations that's been happening 6 months prior, 6 years prior. I'm a pretty good communicator. So I keep in touch with everybody, and things gel together, and a lot of decisions are made based on conversations that I've had with people and also passion. For example, this podcast. This is something that I saw you do, and I thought it was amazing. When you invited me, I thought, I was the luckiest guy out there, and it made sense. A lot of people during COVID, they became antisocial. I think me and Ankur became more social than ever, during COVID. So it's nice to be trapped in with your best friend. I guess only single guys would say that. But anyways, no. So for me, I don't ever feel like that I am walking in and running into someone stopped me in the hallway or sending me a text or messaging me on LinkedIn or DMing me. I feel like I'm having constant conversations with a lot of people. And 6 months, 6 years down the road, a project is developed where we all work together.
So let's say there's someone at home right now listening and they're like, man, it'd be such an honor to work with Riz. What's the best way to make that happen?
Oh, that's crazy. It's an honor to work with me. It's an honor to work with Obama. It's an honor to work with my father. Okay.
You're like the first Bengali, entrepreneur in Jersey.
All the Bengali fishes, that's us.
That's a big deal.
I actually never looked at it that way at all. Never even considered that. The Bengali community is something that I don't feel has reciprocated that. So yes, I'm calling you guys out. A lot of my Gujarati friends, a lot of my Punjabi friends, all my American friends have supported all my businesses.
Have you ever hired a Bengali?
Have I ever hired a Bengali? Yeah. His name is Saha.
Okay. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yes. Right, yeah, I do remember that one.
Yeah, so I don't feel like the Bengali community has reciprocated back. and which is fine by me.
But I think this new generation is different.
You keep saying that. Why do you say this? I've heard this from you a few times.
I see it in my DMs, right? I see it in the messages I get. I see it in the types of content that people are posting.
So I get mixed reviews. I hear that from you that they're hungry, and then I hear from everyone that they're lazy. Which one are they? Is there like a new that I don't know about? Is there like an in-between period? Like a Taneem period?
Okay, so if I had to hypothesize, right, there was a generation of poor kids, immigrants that we went through, right, where parents came from nothing and we kind of had to fight. And, if we wanted to change our opportunities, we had to find opportunities to make it happen.
Okay.
Right. And then there was a generation of kids that were like, all that self-doubt and weirdness happened, and like all that lazy stuff, and people who didn't really care because they were burnt out or whatever it was. I think there's this new generation of kids now that are saving money, that are doing things that we would have never done at their age to set themselves up.
I know 24-year-olds that have bought houses, put $100,000 down.
Right?
Good for them.
I know all sorts of people that have done crazy stuff like that, and like I'm super jealous that these guys are doing some of the stuff that they're doing, but they only have those opportunities because their parents didn't come over here in the 70s and 80s, right? Their parents their grandparents may have came over in like the 60s and 50s, but now the way that everything's kind of rolled down, it's a different generation for them. And then more,
so you're saying they're more established?
Definitely, for sure, more established. But then more than just that, their friend circles and their peers are doing things that are better.
And do you believe it's because of social media? Do you think that's the big change?
I mean, it'd be ridiculous not to say that played a part, right? Because information was available to these kids in a different way,
much quicker.
Not just much quicker, but different, right? I think there's a new problem now, right? You don't know what's real and what's not when you get information.
Correct.
Because there's I think I was watching some YouTube thing, and they're like, let's Google that Starbucks will cause blindness, and then you just Googled it, and there was some study that says Starbucks coffee causes blindness, like some crazy thing, right? And so you could literally find backup information for any weird theory that you want on the internet, right? But there was this period of time where all that information wasn't as convoluted, and I think a certain generation took advantage of that, right? And they're doing some really cool stuff. Either that, or they figured out like they have way better truth radars than we do.
We're just dumb.
We just don't know the difference for half of that.
So we're dinosaurs already. We're old.
We're most definitely dinosaurs. I mean, the stuff I see these kids doing now. I mean, first of all,
like this generation is not going to do a podcast. They're just going to get on their Snapchat.
If you had TikTok in high school, how famous would we have been?
Oh yeah. Hey, listen, I was pretty famous with my AOL Messenger. Okay, my
Garg Riz. But I was in dance teams, right? I was in a cappella groups.
Imagine if we knew about content.
We breakdanced back then.
Videographers. I mean, the quality of internet wasn't as good. Phones weren't like that. We can't compare the time then.
I had to wait a whole hour for an MP3 to download.
MP3. Download from Napster.
Winamp 1, the Winamp 2, and then it jumped.
Now you're really dating us.
You remember all that stuff?
Yeah, of course I do. My favorite was going to Rutgers and getting a DC Connect, right? Direct Connect.
I remember I think I must have been 12, right? And one of my neighborhood friends got a CD-ROM burner installed in his desktop, right?
I got a DVD.
And we were like, what happens when you make a copy of a copy? Will it degrade?
That's what we used to believe.
And then he did it, and it didn't degrade at all. And we were like, whoa, technology's so cool now. But okay, more importantly, going back to
what's
this
a CD?
I would be so mad if in the comments someone was like, what's a CD?
What is a Discman?
Okay, so if there's a kid at home that's like, I want to work with Riz, what should that kid do?
They should just call me. They should email me. They should DM me. Whatever form of contact they have mine, they should just reach out for that. And remember, it's not just me. I have an entire team of amazing people. I am not who I am without them at all.
So what is the email address?
It depends on which business, what they're looking for. If a kid is looking for mentorship,
just
email me, rizwanawwal@gmail.com. Just direct RIZWAN.
It's not Jigga at AOL.com.
AOL@gmail.com. No, it's not. That is a thing of the past. Does AOL even work anymore?
Oh, yeah.
People still have AOL addresses, right?
I'm pretty sure there's still this guy, Sean Dua, that has an AOL email that he uses pretty regularly. Sean Dua at AOL.com.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Don't message him unless you want to work with him too. But the thing for me is way different than what you're describing, right? I get messages regularly from people asking for internships, asking for jobs or different things. I mean, I post that I have job openings. So I think that might be one of the reasons why my audience responds to that.
Gotcha.
I think I just recently posted that we're looking for graphic designers and we're looking for web developers.
Gotcha.
And I mean, I have at least, I don't know, 22 open positions.
That's awesome.
At the company that I'm at right now that I can influence and kind of help make, someone get their foot in the door if they want that. But I've always been a proponent of investing in the people around me, right? I agree. You remember when I had Shreds? It was nonstop. Which one of my friends wants to hop on, this train with me and ride it forward? But I think where I'm at now is that I try to differentiate the people that show potential, right? And that are willing to make a very small leap of faith in whatever the mission is. And I think it's that demonstration of that leap of faith that makes the difference.
Do you feel like the younger generation can connect to that? I know what you're saying, right? You want a band of almost die-hard believers and soldiers, and we almost incubate.
Oh, man, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay. All right.
I'm saying a small leap of faith. Right? So we have this phenomenal videographer and a guy I've been working with for a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
And I pretty much invited him to move from where he was to New Jersey to get paid double what he was getting paid where
Ricardo
he was at,
Pais.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, I asked him to move to New Jersey. So that little leap of faith to believe in me and to come join me on that journey was all I needed, right? There was a videographer I was talking to at the same time from Missouri. There was another videographer I was talking to from here in New Jersey, right? And both of them were just like, I don't know if I could leave home. I don't know if I'm willing to go to an office. Like all sorts of things like that, right? And I'm just like, listen, politically, if you're a videographer, you have to be on site to shoot content. I can't tell you that you could be remote just editing and make the kind of money that I'm offering. And so that commitment, I think, is everything for me.
Now, that's a huge responsibility that you bear on yourself.
To help bring people along?
You're moving people across, from their home, across the country, that leap of faith. People are dropping what they're doing. They're changing their life and it's not a little leap of faith. That's a large. I don't call that little. That's pretty huge. Don't you think?
Yeah. I think.
And is that what you demand or require to work with you?
I don't think that's what I require. I'm just giving you an example, right? And
but that's what puts the person on top of the list, right? It's a very Gary Vee style.
For sure. I think you're absolutely right. My perspective is off. It's not a little leap of faith. I need a leap of faith that is demonstrated in a clear way.
Yeah.
Right? That one moving is a big leap of faith.
It's a die-hard commitment from what I understand and me working with you. I took a leap of faith.
And in that scenario, for sure, right? But to do a podcast with me wasn't a die-hard commitment.
I mean, you're feeding me. So hells yeah, I want to be there.
Yeah,
no matter what.
I have to lie and say that Riz gets two different meals.
Wait, there's no food?
Before and
I'm leaving
after.
right now.
And I think that there's other scenarios that are not as diehard, right? That I think make a huge difference for me.
But I want to cut you off real quick because if people don't know, Ankur Garg is one of the smartest guys that I know. Okay, he's also one of the hardest working guys I know. I've been telling him for 2 decades to stop working so hard, But he does both. He is smart and he works extremely hard. So if Ankur is asking you, or if you have an opportunity to work with Ankur, just say yes. That's not even a leap of faith. That's just truly what I believe. I think I have been Ankur's boss before. He's been my boss before. I think I've mentored him. I think the mentoree is now the mentorer. So he's an extremely smart guy, and just trust him on it, right? So anyone that is looking for a job, looking to do something, or just want to be a part of this podcast, what Ankur is planning to do, he takes everything on steroids, right? Everything goes to the next level.
Gotta do a deep dive.
Yeah, and I love that about him because he challenges me. For me to commit time to do this podcast takes up a lot of time, but I do it for a couple of reasons. One, I learned something new about Ankur, right? Which we actually don't get to talk about stuff like this. And then 2, I know it's going to be the coolest fucking shit out there. We are going to have the best podcast in the world, and it's probably going to be ahead of its time. 10 years from now, people will be looking at the quality of this podcast, the audio, the video. If everyone saw, maybe we should do a behind the scenes of exactly what goes into this, the scripts, the text messages. I suck with time, the lies of what time the podcast really starts and shit like that. I know what you're doing.
You remember The Hangover when the guy who was the lone wolf was counting cards, and they show these like mathematical formulas going across the screen.
Yeah.
That's what it's like when I have to decide what time to tell you that something starts, right? I have to calculate all these variables, right? I have to go look at your stories to see what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, like, is he in a good mood? Is he in a bad mood? I'm going to tell this time. I got to open up, find my friends. I got to see whether you're at your parents' house, whether you're in which one of your houses you're at, because I know this can change your mood when I tell you what time to be here.
2 people in this world has my location, so I can never lie to them about time. So I just got to be straightforward. You know, I am definitely a white liar when it comes to time. Yo, I'm on my way. I just got into the bathroom, taking a shower, trying to choose the right Drake music to listen to.
I think it was 6 months ago. You were like, yeah, I'm 5 minutes away. I'm like, screenshot, Riz, I have your Find My Friends. You're not 5 minutes away. He was like, I left my phone at home. I'm like, how are you texting me, man?
First of all, that's just one of the ways. He also got me a tile.
Yeah.
Which worked out really well for the bachelor party because we stuck the tile on the groom and he didn't know, just in case if we lost him. You're welcome, bride.
Yeah, she's actually doing the podcast too. Have you been seeing the stuff she's putting
actually
out?
amazed. I'm going to copy some ideas from
She's
her.
another person that should come on the show at some point.
Absolutely.
Not the groom.
No.
No.
We're going to hang out with them after the show.
And before.
Yes.
Okay, so bottom line, if you want to work with us, you got to just reach out.
Yeah. Sorry, I got a little emotional. I do love Ankur. I saw him grow and evolve.
I think for Riz, shoot
He
him an
wants
email.
to be serious right now.
For me, shoot me a message on any one of these platforms and tell me exactly what you want to do.
And make sure you watch his YouTube and follow and subscribe.
1009?
He will quiz you.
1010? Listen, if I can get to 2,000 subscribers, by
Here
the
we go.
time that this
Here comes the
season
plug.
ends, I'm going to drop a major drop at the end of the series.
Can you imagine if in a couple of years we have 1 million subscribers? What's going to happen? It's pretty crazy.
I know that Whole Foods is going to sponsor the show, not this Stop and Shop water thing.
Well,
that's
as of
how
right
they-
now-
that's how they're going to know that all we did was change shirts because you didn't move the water bottle.
We have an unlimited supply of these water bottles.
Unlimited supply.
2 of them.
All right, guys. I think that's a good point for this episode, right? We have some really interesting topics coming up for the next couple episodes, and we'll catch you guys next.